8. That's how many legs there are on a spider. I won't show clips of it in case anyone gets the shivers from it, but trust me, it's true. Well, it's also true that we've gotten 8 chapters of Hunter x Hunter since Togashi's return from hiatus, so we're gonna talk about it. That felt forced, but I'm gonna keep it. And yes, this video does have spoilers for Hunter x Hunter all the way up to chapter 398. If you're anime only or just haven't read it yet, I suggest you leave now and click on another one of our videos here. If you want to catch up, just know the last episode of the anime adapts chapter 340 of the manga. But before you do that, please remember to subscribe to the channel and come back to this video when you do catch up, as it really does help us out. Now, just for clarity's sake, I am going to summarize where we left off just to make sure we're all on the same page. So, let's do that. Trash. Togashi's a hack for trying to make me care for the Phantom Troop. Does he not know that these guys are villains? How would I ever connect to them? Oh. Never mind. Look, we all knew the Phantom Troop would have a tragic past, but I don't think any of us were expecting it to go this way. After losing Sarasa, a trusted friend and member of the Phantom Troop, Crollo and the Spiders plan a way to find the killers and avenge her. At the brink of incredible technological advances, there will come loopholes for evil to lurk in. So, they'll build Meteor City, a wasteland for thugs and the disadvantaged, to be an even shadier underbelly to lure in the worst criminals to the spot. There, they will find her killer and enact vengeance for their friend. There are also all these hints of the Spiders connecting back to Seri, the 4th prince, which could explain why we'd be getting this flashback so suddenly. I mean, think about it. It was just a few chapters ago where we met Seri's friends and hints at his backstory, and now we're immediately getting the Phantom Troops instead. Now maybe it is just a straight up misdirection, make us think that we're going to be getting a lot of Seri chapters, but instead get a lot of Crollo and the Spiders. Or, more likely, a way to link Crollo, Seri, and Kurapika into the same plot. But for that, we'll have to see. Now that that's done, we can finally read chapter 398 of Hunter x Hunter. Let's do it. Okay, so chapter 398. I am wondering if we're going to get a continuation of the Phantom Troop, or if we're going to go straight back into the modern day. It could go either way. It kind of felt like a cap to what we got, and we're gonna see the second half later. Hopefully not. I just would love to see, you know, the troop get their time to shine. But at the same time, the front cover is Marina, I believe is her name. So I have a feeling this is gonna go back. All right, let's do this. Okay, so we're back to modern day. Makes perfect sense. I still love the modern day plot. I just want to see everything that is happening with Crollo. Well, happened. I'm thinking the old fart's a conjurer clone, serving as both a lookout and the center point for the trap radius. While conjurers can create special areas with specific rules, teleportation leans too heavy on a mission. It'd be another story if the old man's the Nen user himself, not just a clone. One thing I actually do want to just say that I massively appreciate about Hunter, I don't mean to make this a hate field on another manga series, but Jujutsu Kaisen has this awful tendency to have really weird elaborate powers, and then to have characters go, oh, this character has this very specific weird niche power. How did you guess that? How would you ever have come up with that? Well, you know, it's not the character coming up with it, it's the mangaka going, yeah, these people understand what these powers mean. And I feel like Togashi's really clever and not doing that. He takes his time to deliberately go, hey, here's all these like simple ones, and then here are these more complicated versions, and then the reveal at the end is often even more complicated than that, because no matter how smart you are never able to predict someone's entire personality and powers just based on like one glimpse of them. Okay, this is really interesting. So they're all trying to figure out how the Nen ability would work, and so they're coming up with possible solutions and activation requirements that need to be met, and as well as just the state of mind that the person who's setting these traps might be in. So the idea of, is it the door, a wall, it could be anything, and so why would they set it up this way? And so deciding on it being the wall because they would speculate that Nobunaga would want to go through the wall instead of the door because of paranoia. And so, just to end it, they go through the door instead. Well guys, nothing happened. Cool, now try leaving through that door. Then, can I go back to my room, right? If nothing happens when you exit, then come back. Okay, now come back in. He bolted. Jesus Christ. Alrighty, I'm back, baby. He just walked through and then teleported. That's so funny. Seems to trigger even without the old man. At a glance, I don't see any support items. So rather than a boundary, it's more of a landmine type. Boundary type, multiple traps can be set over a wide area using Nen infused tools such as a charm, rope, tags, etc. that act as triggers. Makes sense? Landmine type, the trigger is made by applying Nen directly to a specific place. The strong compelling force means it is limited to 2 to 3 spots. See, this is what I was talking about earlier, where it's a bunch of smart characters coming up with predictions that make a lot of sense and obviously way more intelligent than anything we would come up in the real world, which is super difficult to do because you have to keep in mind he's just the only one sitting down going, does this make sense for Nobunaga to even predict or know of? Just another guy goes away immediately, so they prove that it's not single use. That makes sense. Wait a sec, the Shiyu underboss Henry has a suggestion for you. This might help us find their hideout, but you can put off your suicide mission until after you've heard me out, right? First and foremost, I'd like to say that we have no issue with the troop. Balance is what's most important to the Kakin Mafia. The Haley have betrayed the balance, so if you help us crush them, I'll gladly cooperate. Okay, this is super dope. Instead of the troop just waltzing in and hoping that the enemies aren't as strong as them, which, you know, most likely not going to happen, but instead of risking anything, they'll send a tracking device, seal it up with Henry's ability, and then throw it in there, and then they'll be able to track where the enemy is and take them down in a, you know, more delicate manner. That's super dope. No worries, I didn't expect you guys to trust me right away. I already have a stooge. Me. Henry. Legend. It'd be a massive failure if I'm unlucky enough to be killed and dissected, so I'll do my best to hide the transmitter somewhere beforehand. Well, I'll be counting on you. See, Nobunaga's, he's got my thoughts straight there. Says the bare minimum and gets straight to it. I like this guy. Woo! Let's do this, come on. I want to see a massacre. If hideout is on this tier, then at least Bar will get ridden hitter. You will get... I had a stroke there, god damn. Oh damn. Okay, Henry. You alright, bud? I'm emotionally invested in you, so do not die, please. This place is creepy as hell. What the hell? Yeah. This looks so dope, though. What the hell is it? Yo, what's happening? Okay, he just darted back. I need to know. Oh, okay. Nobunaga. Okay, I was worried there. Jesus. Nobunaga, why are you here? For some co-op play, of course. Your chances of survival go up when you're not on your own. The other two had their doubts, so they were against this idea. They said if you were to greet me with "I knew you would come," I should cut you down on the spot. But I never thought you'd lay a trap to begin with. A trap that required us to trust you right off the bat would be very naive. So what do you want to do? Observe or take action? You choose. Oh, and what was your name again? Sorry. I couldn't be bothered to remember it earlier. It's Henry. We won't know which is best until we try, so what it'll be. Action. Although it's not an informed decision. Good. That was my pick. Yo, Nobunaga is such a Chad. He's so cool, man. Oh, I love him so much. Yo, we're about to see some Nobunaga action. Are we gonna see Nen? Are we gonna see his Nen? I love his display of like the aura flowing through and just him connecting. It's so cool. Nobunaga slice up that wall. 1v1. Let's go. 1v1000 even. Oh, the wall seems to be healing or... Okay, so it's guarded. Okay, Marina and Nobunaga, come on. Come on. We'll just have to go straight for the ringleader. Let's start by opening the doors. We don't need to go through yet. Well then, I'll start from over here. Nah, I'll open them. You keep your eyes peeled. I want to avoid one of us vanishing without the others seeing. We might be able to understand the trap's condition if we see it happen. Roger that. Bro, hug. I want to see love and tenderness. Henry and Nobunaga just have such great chemistry already, man. They're so cool. If we wait here, won't they eventually come do their business? I'm sure Nobunaga's son can protect the transmitter if I die. Nobunaga, you can ditch the honorific. Noted. I don't understand the honorifics and how they work in Japan. There's a bit of a side tangent, but I do find it really weird that Vegeta in the sub of Dragon Ball calls Goku Kakarot-sama. Like, I don't understand why he would give an honorific to a guy who he actively hates and despises. Why wouldn't you just, you know, call him Kakarot and just leave it at that? You know, maybe it's a completely unjust criticism. It's just something that I found really weird when I watched Super for the first time in sub, which is really bad, by the way. If you want to talk about bad, bad. Oh, that's it. What kind of demons are awaiting them? That's it. Ah, man. So this was a way simpler chapter than the last few chapters we've gotten with Crollo and the Phantom Troop's backstory, but honestly, such a great chapter. This was so fun. What a great, sweet, like, Chad best friend. Oh, it kind of reminds me of a buddy cop story with Henry and Nobunaga. It was super dope. I never expected them to have such great chemistry, but they just hit it out the park. Man, there's so much fun to just listen to talk to. You can tell that Henry has some form of love and like fandom hidden deep within him for the troop, and it's just so cool to see these guys play out. They have such a great chemistry. This is also another setup chapter, but this was so much fun. It was so exciting. I'm just super hyped to see how this is going to play out. I believe it was Togashi's editor or some member of staff who said something along the lines of how they've actually written out 40 chapters since his last hiatus, including the 8 we've just gotten so far. So I'm going with the belief that we're going to be getting 10 chapters in one whole batch. So we've got 2 more to go, unfortunately. But there is some good news in the sense that we might not have to wait very long to get the next batch of chapters out, which is super exciting and super dope because they probably got the story set in place. Now it's just a matter of actually drawing it out, which, you know, is the thing that's really making Togashi have to take these hiatuses because of his severe back problems, which is, you know, just awful. Which has me thinking that maybe this current arc that we're on only has 40 chapters. Well, technically 32 now. Which, to be fair, does sound insane because there seems to be so much here. But I don't think it'll be a case of ending the characters' storylines. It wouldn't be surprising if all the princes do end up going to the Dark Continent arc, where we may see them split off and find artifacts and techniques and spells and weird stuff like that. I'm using just generic terms, but the equivalency in Hunter x Hunter, and using it to battle each other in an even greater war than we could ever imagine. I don't know, but it's so crazy good. Wow, that was insane. A bit of a rambly end there. Sorry about that, guys. But just a really great chapter. Really fun. Loved it. Okay, so that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you liked it, please remember to subscribe as we plan on making a lot more Hunter x Hunter related videos. What did you think of this chapter? Are you liking the bromance between Henry and Nobunaga? And how do you think this arc will end? You think it will all wrap up in 40 chapters? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks, guys. Bye.